What's going on? Vault-Tec Productions back already with a small little mock, sort of, kind of, not really. So the main thing I'm talking about in this video is I just wanted to show off my new Grafton Monster from Fallout 76. Sorry, that's probably the first time I've said that out loud in a long time. Me and my friends pretty much just pretend that game doesn't exist. But anyways, yeah, I built my little Grafton Monster, and then I just, for whatever reason, wanted to build a little scene for him, especially since I don't really have anything for 76 and all that. But yeah, I built this little base plate, little diorama style mock, and yeah. So this new car is brand new. It will be going into the city once this little diorama is broken down. And we got a couple figs over there. But yeah, let's talk about that Grafton Monster. He's the main point of this video. Alright, now we're going to be taking a closer look at this Grafton Monster. So first thing I should say is I've been noticing quite a lot lately that the major thing I'm missing from my LEGO Fallout assets collection, you know, weapons and armors and enemies and all that, well, I don't have any creatures besides like dogs, I guess, but you know, no rad scorpions, no mole rats, no death claws, and you know, those are all such a staple of Fallout, and I'm just getting real tired of looking at all the humanoids like the ghouls and super mutants. You know, that's easy. So I did want to do some creatures, and as much as I would love to have a death claw and mole rats and rad scorpions and stuff, I'm very new to the whole creature brick building and stuff. Not really my expertise, and I don't know quite how to even begin to sculpt some of the facial features, especially in a minifigure scale or something comparable. So I went ahead and made this Grafton Monster from Fallout 76. He is a big old creature, but unlike the other ones, he is, you know, not got too much detail going on. He doesn't even really have a face. So I thought it'd probably be a nice one to start off with. I should say it is unfinished at the moment. Looking down here at the legs, I do have some of those round tiles, sorry, with the holes going through them, just to finish those off and smooth those out. But then let's go ahead and start talking about this guy. So the face is probably the one weirdest thing. I should go ahead and say, probably should have made him light bluish gray. The colors in the game are really weird, and like depending on the lighting you're in, they can look all kinds of different shades. But I mostly just wanted to make it look organic, like flesh colors and that sort of thing. And I tried to just kind of make it, you know, dark gray, light bluish gray, tan and dark tan, to kind of have just some rocky, sandy, as well as some fleshy kind of colors for there. And for the face, it has some sort of tissue skin strand or flap or something just kind of pulled over its face. It's kind of the most recognizable feature, and I did try and incorporate that. I decided to use white as it is a much lighter color than the rest of it, but specifically in LEGO, the white, I think it stands out a little bit too much. But that's what that is trying to represent. And then the Grafton Monsters in-game also have some sort of dark crevice thing right under that, so I incorporated a little black hinge. I'm not necessarily sure if it's a mouth or anything, but maybe it is a mouth. When I was looking at the reference pictures, I just couldn't figure out how these things even existed. I mean, how do they eat? They're pretty much just blobs. But go ahead and getting into some of the details. So he's not perfectly accurate and stuff. In the game, he's just more, you know, his body is not really as blobby and asymmetric like this. He is a very asymmetric creature, with the left arm being a lot thicker and stuff, and I just kind of wanted to incorporate that thickness into the body since I was using the mixel joints, but wasn't able to really get an idea of what that was going to look like before I finished it. So he does kind of have like this more rounded body where it should kind of just be more flattened out on the sides, but I think it works well enough, especially when trying to resemble just the proportions of this thing, with the left arm being so much thicker than the right arm. But going ahead and getting into all that. So it is pretty accurate. So like on the left arm, for example, it only has 2 thick, big toes. And that's why I'm going to be calling them as toes. And both hands plus both feet do have, I guess, fingernails, which is kind of gross when you look at them, but some sort of fingernails or something on them. So I use these claw hook pieces, whatever you want to call those, to try and resemble those nails, but obviously in game they're not sticking out like that. And then there's some black on the bottom of the feet to resemble the same thing. 2 big giant toes for the left arm, which is how it is in the game. And then for the right arm, it has 3 smaller ones. Unfortunately, these are pretty fragile. Hopefully they don't break on me. But you can see those there. They unfortunately only move in 2 sections, just because of how small of a space I was working with. But it is supposed to resemble all 3 toes that it has on that hand. But the articulation is pretty great. Obviously you can see the arms are really good, and all kinds of movement there, even with the toes. But toes on both hands are a little fragile, and those aren't really something you want to be moving around too much anyways. Unfortunately for how I did this connection, it does slide out like that, but it's not really too big a deal. It won't actually like come out or anything, like it's locked in there, but it does slide around a little bit. So, and for the legs, pretty weird construction how this guy's built in general. Yeah, those legs do allow for plenty enough movement to get him all kinds of posed up. I'll go ahead and try and pose him a little bit for you. But yeah, not really a huge fan of Fallout 76. It's my least favorite Fallout game, and me and my friends mostly just pretend that one doesn't exist. But I did decide to go with this Grafton Monster, and I probably won't be doing anything 76 related for a long time, so yeah, get the fill while you can. And so yeah, that does it for him. I'll show you the little diorama he goes on one more time. I think he was like there-ish. Anyways, yeah, big old Grafton Monster. And yeah, I can't wait to get that car in the layout and do some more mocks like this. I actually really enjoyed putting together this little diorama style thing. Once the city's broken down, there'll be a ton of stuff like this, you know, a little bigger, but a lot more of these smaller scale, more often, more frequent Lego mocks and stuff for Fallout. And hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hope to see you guys in the next one. And yeah, thank you for watching.